Well, if you're a sports bike fan, this is one you've been waiting for. Kawasaki's brand new ZX-10R superbike. This is the latest motorcycle from famed Kawasaki engineer Yoshimoto Matsuda. He put it very succinctly when he spoke of his new baby to the US motorcycle press assembled in the Sepang garages. A fast bike to ride is an easy bike to ride, he says. It should work with you, not against you, and that's how you go faster. Look, truer words have never been spoken. A bike that likes you is always going to make you push harder and faster than a bike that hates you. But for me, Kawasaki ZX-10R has always been a bit of a perplexing machine. It's blindingly fast in the hands of a few, but the Ninja's known as a bit of a knife-edge bike with power high in the revs and a chassis that takes a particular riding style to extract the most performance. It's also the current World Superbike champion, and you can bet your left nut keeping that World Superbike title in the cabinet is absolutely top of Kawasaki Heavy Industries' priority. So the 2016 bike must be smaller, better, smoother, faster. To that end, the Kawasaki ZX-10R is all new. A totally revamped engine is physically shorter and lighter and faster revving. There's a smaller, stiffer chassis, forks that would make olds blush, and an electronic suite that rivals anything currently on offer from Yamaha, Ducati, BMW or Aprilia. The tech game's moved on substantially since the last Ninja of 2011, and Kawasaki really has joined the party. So with that in mind, we jumped on a plane over to Malaysia to check out this brand new baby at the MotoGP circuit at Sepang.
Alright, so it's pretty warm and very humid. Had a bit of rain here at Sepang in Malaysia, but look, we've had a ripper of a day on the brand new Kawasaki ZX-10R. This is easily one of the most anticipated bikes this year and is the product really of Kawasaki's efforts in World Superbike, where they've taken 2 World Championships in 3 years, almost 3. But it's ground up redesign essentially. It's got a redesigned chassis, all new engine, and a complete full house of rider electronics, which is to keep track of what Yamaha, BMW, Ducati are doing, for example. Now, on the track, this thing's still a Ninja. You know, those that have ridden previous iterations of the Ninja brand, basically right back to the original ZX-10R of 2004, you know, this thing's a screamer. But once you get to 8,000 RPM or so, this thing, it takes off like an absolute rocket ship. And it's got that beautiful banshee wail that you get out of a Ninja, which is half the reason you ride them in the first place. They just sound like bat out of hell. For me, the biggest improvement in the ZX-10R is that front end. It's got the balance-free show fork, which has basically transformed that. That works with the lighter crank inertia as well from the redesigned engine. But it's so much nicer under braking and the initial entry into a corner. One thing I always struggled with the old bike, with the 2011 bike, I just never got a lot of feel out of that front end, and it really didn't inspire a lot of confidence. This thing, on the other hand, you can really bury the thing into a corner, but that initial turn in off you get it flat out down the straight, and then you back it off, and then you peel it into the corner. And that it's night and day difference, it really is. It's a really nice thing to ride on the front. You can trail brake right up to the corner. Yeah, that front end feels great. It's a massive improvement. Chassis changes as well also come back to the longer swing arm. It makes the thing a lot more stable on exit. I think it's about 15 mil. I think they've increased the swing arm by, again, product of what they've been doing in World Superbike, something that Johnny Ray and Tom Sykes especially have worked really hard to get the balance right of this bike. And that's another thing that you sort of notice with the Kawasaki brand and the race team especially. I mean, it's an entirely in-house project. So what the race team wants is generally what, after a few design changes here and there, that's what you're going to get on the production bike. So, you know, there is that tangible link between the two. It's not like there's an office in the middle of nowhere which does their own thing. They've built this bike to be a race winner. I mean, Kawasaki, when they left MotoGP and they put all their stuff into World Superbike, they really went full house. You know, they want to make sure they're making a really good superbike. The old 2011 bike, for me, I didn't get on with it. This one's a really good improvement. It's going to be real interesting to see how it's going to go when we do put them head to head with, you know, the various other bikes within the category, because the category now is so advanced, and the electronics especially, the way the electronics work with the chassis and the engine, you know, it's a complete design process. You can't think of one without the other now. It's, you know, you've got to think of how the engine management system's going to work on the throttle. You've got to think of how it's going to work with the chassis, your corner entry, your ABS, your traction control, everything. It's all one big algorithm that you really got to work together. So, you know, we're working into a very technologically advanced era these days. It's a lot different to what it was 3 or 4 years ago. But look, you know, Kawasaki's done a really good job with this. It definitely retains that Ninja heritage of it being, you know, a real banshee of a bike. Like it's not for the faint-hearted. It will absolutely rip your arms off when it gets up into the top end. But yeah, a great thing to ride. Good to see Kawasaki are absolutely pushing as hard as they possibly can with the Ninja. And yeah, it's a good thing. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get out again. Still raining, but hey, look, had a great day. Rubber side down. So yeah, good times on this thing. Great bike.